Imagine you're interviewing a candidate who gives perfect answers to every question. Too perfect. Are they brilliant, or are they using AI? Research shows that candidates using GenAI for interview prep get higher ratings on their interviews than those who don't. But does that translate to actual job performance? GenAI tools can now generate superficially impressive content in seconds. As a hiring manager, this poses a serious challenge. How can you be sure that you're identifying candidates with real expertise rather than those who are just good at prompting AI? Today, we'll show you 5 proven interviewing techniques that experienced hiring managers use to spot the difference between genuine expertise and AI-assisted responses. This video draws on research from leadership advisor Navio Kwok, published in the MIT Sloan Management Review. Let's say you're interviewing a candidate for a project manager role who gives a perfectly structured answer about handling team conflicts. Their response sounds thoughtful and hits on all the right keywords. But when asked follow-up questions about specific challenges they faced, they struggle to provide concrete details. This is the kind of disconnect you're likely to encounter when candidates are using GenAI for the interview. Before we dive into the specific interview techniques, there are 2 key points to note. First, prioritize in-person interviews. This has always been best practice, but it's even more important now that candidates can potentially use AI for real-time answers in virtual settings. Second, use behavior-based interviews as your base. These are proven to predict job performance, but they need to be enhanced with strategic follow-up questions. Now let's break down the 5 interview techniques that will help you identify genuine expertise. The first technique is getting candidates to break down their process in detail. Think of it like asking a chef not just for the recipe, but how they know when each step is done correctly. Some key questions you can ask are, walk me through step by step what you did to achieve that outcome, or if someone without your expertise had to replicate this process, how would you guide them? Next, explore the thinking behind their decisions. AI can explain what to do, but sometimes struggles with the deeper why. Example questions are, what principles guided your decisions in this situation? And why do you think your specific actions led to that outcome? The third technique tests their ability to adapt their approach to different situations. This is where AI-generated responses can sometimes fall flat. Try asking, in what type of organization would this approach be less effective? Or how would you modify your strategy with half the budget or half the time? Fourth, explore roads not taken. True experts can explain why they chose one approach over others. Effective questions might be, what other strategies did you consider? And under what circumstances would those alternatives have been better choices? Finally, get them to critique their own approach. This often reveals the difference between memorized answers and real understanding. Some key questions are, what are the strongest arguments against your approach? And, looking back, what would you do differently next time? When a candidate gives a polished answer to an interview question, don't just stop at their initial response. Use these follow-up questions to probe deeper. Ask them to break down their exact process. Explore why they made the decisions they did. Test how they'd adapt to different scenarios. Have them explore alternative approaches. And finally, have them critique their own answers. Although familiarity with AI tools is certainly a strength for any candidate, they'll need those skills on the job. You need to ensure that they have expertise in other domains as well. These 5 questioning techniques will help you identify candidates with real capabilities that can't be easily replicated by someone who's just relying on AI. For more detailed strategies and research on this topic, check out Navio Kwok's article on the MIT SMR website. Have you encountered AI-generated responses in your interviews? Or are you a candidate who's found GenAI to be invaluable in your interview prep? Share your experience in the comments down below. And if you're interested in more evidence-based management insights from our authors, please check out this playlist. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.